only way to expose the truth is to be indecent. Two men might just be indecent enough to do it. Enter a wannabe amateur disc golfer who reads Reddit threads and a fake cowboy who lifts weights. This is Indecent Exposure. It's time to plunge down the rabbit hole with your hosts, Ryan and Sam.
What's up, Ryan?
How are you?
Doing pretty good, man.
Sammy
can't complain.
boy.
I mean, I can't complain, but it doesn't really help anything. What about you, buddy?
Same.
Yeah,
I will
working
complain
okay.
because, it's been. Oh man, I got my ass kicked the other day, but you know what? It's part of it.
How do you get your ass kicked at work? Too many people dying on your shift?
Well, when you run
Just kidding.
16 calls in 24 hours and you transport 11 of those,
What's like an average time that you spend on a call? Because I can't imagine it's anything shorter than like an hour.
yeah, it's probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Right. In those 45-minute ones that you like get the phone call, you show up and they're like, yeah, my husband's tummy hurts. And they're like,
Get on the cot.
What'd you eat today? And they're like, well, I cooked some chicken, but I only served it at 130 degrees. And you're like, food poisoning. You're just going to be shitting for the rest of the night. You'll be fine. So stuff like that, right? Something stupid.
Usually the shorter one, it's like we show up on scene and the patient's already walking towards the ambulance. We're like, okay.
Really glad.
Here we go.
Really glad you're here.
Yeah,
Do you have to
you're
hoist them up
so. Hoist them up?
on the bed?
We have, well, we usually take our cot with us and we can lower it down
Right.
so they can sit on it. And then we have these things called power loads inside the ambulance, which basically does all the lifting for us,
Nice.
save our backs. It is nice.
I always tell Deb whenever we're moving furniture to live with your back and not your legs.
It's good advice.
It's really good advice. If anyone's a power lifter out there, take my advice. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Strengthen that back in no time.
That is our target audience.
Yep. Power lifters.
Power lifters.
All right. So this episode, I feel kind of taken back a little bit because what happened for our last episode, we were talking about Pizzagate, and no one's ever going to hear it unless you
Well, if you can listen to the audio.
and stuff. And that's fine. But what happened on YouTube, dude?
So episode 7 was censored by YouTube. I'm currently submitting it for review or appeal.
We got our appeal back a couple hours ago.
We did?
Yep.
I said nay.
They said nay. We had our episode blocked for various reasons. I think it was harassment,
Targeted harassment or something.
targeted harassment. There was, I don't know, like 5 or 6 different things. We went and listened to it. Even my wife listened to it on Spotify, and she was like, there wasn't anything in there that I thought that was like super like controversial or that you were like targeting someone instead of anything like crazy. So, I mean, the whole thing was just about Pizzagate. You guys can look into it yourself.
Well, they have yet to disclose what the targeted harassment was or what any of that was.
Right. And I can read you the email that we just got. It just said, okay, hi, we reviewed your appeal. We reviewed your content carefully and have confirmed that it violates our harassment policy. We know this must be disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. That's it. So
again, they don't disclose anything.
It's a very general statement. So we'd have to go in and listen to YouTube or look at YouTube's harassment policy and see specifically, because I'm really interested to know what exactly was harassment. And you can generalize harassment in any faction. I mean, I can call you a fucking loser, and that's verbal harassment, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. And so I think because it's a conspiracy theory, and I put that in quotes, a lot of some of the like right-winged conspiracy, quote unquote, get taken down because they don't want the mass public to know exactly what's going on or question things, you know?
Well, it's bullshit because they won't disclose the harassment. They're just making a blanket
They just
statement.
said you're done.
They just
So
said
that's a strike. That's a strike on our YouTube, and we put out 7 episodes. And our
Is it a strike?
It said a warning. I don't know if it's a strike yet. I think if we do it again, then it's a strike. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, we're 7 episodes in. 3 of them were like horseshit. We're terrible. The last 4, I think, have been solid. And no one that searches on YouTube is ever going to see that one, which is fine because you can still listen to it. But I just think you're 7 episodes in. Like we're not talking to thousands of people at this point, right?
No, not yet.
I mean, yeah, not yet. I mean, we'll get there. But it just blows my mind that 7 episodes in, we have 15 subscribers at most, and we're already getting like.
That's generous. I would say,
and that's 10. Generous, right? And we're already getting an episode shut down, and I think merely it's because of the title, just Pizzagate, because it raises a lot of questions, concerns, and they were like, "Well, we're not going to
go on YouTube right now." You hear my dogs barking?
I do.
God, they're so
annoying. Fucking, what's their names?
Bandit and Bubba. It's Bandit right now, but
how old are they?
Bandit's turning 4 in like 2 weeks. Bubba's 1.
Oh, so you're never getting a big dog?
No, I am.
Are you? What kind of dog are you going for? You said
Chocolate
golden?
Lab.
Lab?
Chocolate Lab.
There you go. Rescue
Boone.
or
depends.
What are you thinking?
I mean, if I find a puppy from a rescue, I'd probably get him. But other than that, it might,
probably hard to find.
Like, you're terrible because you're gonna get one from a breeder.
I think there's people out there that breed good dogs and do it the right way, and there's also people like that you hear from puppy mills that from these smaller shops where they're just breeding them like crazy so they can sell them. I don't think that whatever the case is, man, just treat the dog good in its life, and that's all.
We got Bubba from a family owned breeder.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I don't think anyone's judging you for that.
Hope not.
And the whole argument against the people with dogs, like, well, there's 1 million dogs out there that are just waiting to be rescued. And I'm like, you could say the same thing about children needing to be adopted. Not that
great. Now our episode's flagged.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, just chalk this one up for an L. Anywho, so this episode, we're just going to give brief. Well, I guess we already talked about it.
I almost feel like doing a social experiment with this episode.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Sprinkle in controversial comments and see.
And like make our title like super happy-go-lucky. Laid back episode with jokes and fun. And just see if are they going to listen into the 36 minute of it? They have people that just does YouTube have people, and I'm sure they have a transcript, so they have like when you upload a video, it gives you all the words that are being spoken, and if there's anything such as Pizzagate, then they're like, oh shit, what are they talking about? I want to see if they actually flag that, because there's no way, because there's the time on YouTube of the amount of content that is on there is like worth like an eon at this point. Like no one's scrubbing through every single video that gets uploaded. How many videos are uploaded to YouTube like every hour?
I don't know, but an eon is an indefinite and very long period of time.
I know. That's why I said it.
Just wanted to look that definition up.
Around 3.7 million videos are added to YouTube every day. That's around 271,000 hours of content.
You know what? We're not going to back down to the censorship.
No, because
we're going to keep posting.
We still have places like Spotify, and I'm sure there's other.
Dude, if this becomes an issue, we'll just move to like Patreon or something.
Yeah, exactly. And we won't even charge a monthly
content.
fee. Yep,
still be free content.
Exactly.
But it's just I just don't get it.
I don't know either. It's kind of crazy. Have you looked into the Twitter files at all? That's maybe something. Let's something we can discuss.
I did bring that up to you last time, but you just ignored me, so it's fine.
Maybe next episode we'll talk about Twitter files or the episode after.
That's going to be several episodes because
it's going to be several episodes,
different Twitter files.
I do want to give an ongoing update because I think because you guys can't hear what happened last or if you're listening on YouTube, you didn't hear about the Brian Koberger update. Basically, I don't know where we're at with the latest episode, but they shipped him back to Idaho. He didn't have his preliminary hearing. That's set for June. So I won't have an update for that case for next 5 months, 4 months, 5 months. Rain check. It was a good story. I still look into it. I think it's still really interesting. Don't know if we caught our killer or killers yet. I'm not 100% convinced if I was on that jury. Anywho, I heard you had some questions. So for the rest of the episode, I'm gonna read some Am I the Assholes from Reddit, some Would You Rathers. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun with this episode and just try something different. So, Ryan, would you like to start? Quit looking back. Bailey, get out of here!
Let's see. Let's find a good one here.
Let's find a good one here. All right, take your time because, where the people listen on Spotify, they really love listening to silence. Go ahead.
Shut up. Would you rather find out the universe was created a couple days ago and all your memories and knowledge are fake, or find out you're in a coma right now and this text is a message from your doctor using advanced technology to wake you up?
Damn, bro. I didn't know you hit me with something so deep so early on. Like, you didn't even kiss me before you just went straight in.
Nope.
So I was in a coma for my entire life. And wait, but were my memories real in my coma, or they were like a dream? So essentially, it's like the same question.
You find out you're in a coma right now, and this text is a message from your doctor using advanced technology to wake you up.
I think I'd rather. Oh God, that's a good question. Oh, that's a really good question. It doesn't specify how long I've been in this coma for, right? I could be in it for 10 minutes, or I could be in it for 50 years.
That's correct.
I think I'd go with the first one because
find out the universe was made a couple of days ago and all your knowledge and your memories are fake.
Yeah.
So all your memories with Deb are fake.
They were like, those were some great memories.
Oh,
I haven't had it. So then I wake up, Deb's not here. Like, everything that I've ever experienced, none of that's real.
That's not what it said.
So all my memories are fake.
Find out. Okay.
So I wait. Wait. I wake up and all of my memories are they're still there. But nothing that I've experienced in the last 30 years of my life have existed.
Could have been. Find out you're in a coma right now. And this text is a message from your doctor using advanced technology to wake you up.
Both are shitty.
They're both shitty, so.
It's like a Black Mirror episode. 100% Black Mirror episode. I think I'd still rather go with the first one because at least I've had some shitty times in my life, but I think my good ones outweigh my bad ones. And if that's all I'm riding on for the 30 years of my existence, then I'm going to go with it versus I'm in a coma and who knows if I've been dreaming or if all that was real. And I remember all the past 30 years and who knows if I've been in a coma for 10 minutes or 20 years. Kind of the same outcome. At least my memories are decent. I don't know what's your take on that? Because that's God. I was thinking would you rather something something lighter?
Nope.
Now I'm going into deep existential
crisis.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so find out the universe was created a couple of days ago. All your memories and knowledge are fake. I mean, that's tough. That's tough to come back from. It's tough. But
great start.
Find out you're in a coma right now. But
my question is, do you want to be in a coma? I think that's half of it for me.
I don't know.
Oh, you want to be in a coma, Ryan? You want to be just a vegetable sitting there with a breathing tube and a tube going down a stomach tube, has vegetation.
Yeah, but they can
Just
pull all that stuff and you can be fine.
Could be. What if you don't?
It doesn't say I don't, though. But
Doesn't say you do either.
Yeah. Well,
At least in the first scenario, you know that you're still alive. Unless you want to be dead, and then we can talk about that.
no, that's not the case at all. You know what? Whatever, dude. I guess I'll ride with the first one. God.
Jeez,
Make me
man.
feel
Well, why ask that question to start
next
out
one.
with? Okay.
Your best friend committed a serious but non-violent crime and needs your help to cover it up. If you refuse to help them, they will go to jail for 25 years. Okay, well,
That's not really serious.
here's the problem.
Or
A
non-serious.
You're saying a non-violent crime, but you said 25 years. That sounds like murder. 25 to life sounds like murder.
Yeah.
But
It
maybe
could be
they
like
could've
maybe
poisoned
you
somebody.
robbed. Okay. Maybe I robbed someone like Jeff Bezos and I stole, I don't know, like $1 billion. Like it wasn't a lot of his net worth, but it was 1/200 of it. That's probably worth 25 years, right?
I have no idea. You have to look that up. I don't know what.
And
That's a white
I
collar
don't know.
crime.
anyhow,
Help them, but have to live with a guilty conscience for the rest of your life, or refuse to help and lose my best friend. If we break this down, your best friend's kind of being a piece of shit here by putting you. in a
yeah,
really
he's
bad
already
spot.
put me in a shitty situation. I didn't ask for this, but now I'm dealing with the cards that were dealt. All right, for me,
You're dealing with his cards.
I'm dealing with his cards. For me, I don't have any. This sounds really a poor judgment on my character. My guilt doesn't stick with me as much as it might with some people.
Okay.
So that being said, I'd be fine with helping him or not. It just depends on what he asks for me or she. Like, what do you want me to cover up?
For me, it depends on what the crime is.
100%. If it's like murder or okay,
'Cause here's the
you
thing.
gotta-
So what you're saying right now is, and you're going to be upset with this, but
that's fine.
let's say your best friend just basically was part of the sex trade. That was the crime there.
I was about to
that's
go
the crime.
there,
And you're
with
like
sex trade or pedophilia.
Yeah, well, I don't really have a guilty conscience. And now it's like, wow, okay, so you're just
And that was
you're
already
cool with
said. That's on record. So
That's
can we
why
just-
for
let's
me-
just go ahead and delete this episode.
well, that's why for me it depends. Like if it was like, oh, they committed fraud against the government, I'm like, I'll help them.
Right.
I'll help them with that. I don't
Right.
care. I'll carry that guilt.
Naturally.
I'll
But
be
if it's
I'll
like,
die a patriot. But
it's like,
if
but
it's-
if I gave Jeffrey Epstein another one of his masseuses,
yeah,
you
but
know.
if you're like, yeah, you're selling little kids to billionaires,
right? Naturally.
and
I
he's
would
like, I'm
probably
gonna
be-
go away for 25 years, and you're like, nah, I got you, buddy.
Nah,
no
you're gonna be
conscience.
good. I'm guilt. What's that?
No guilt.
Yeah.
So-
no, that's
I think it
depends
depends
on
on the crime.
Depends, and
But for you, it doesn't. I get it.
well, there goes my stance on my character, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. It's not a would you rather. I have one of those, and I think it's a pretty tough question. What's the first thing you put on after you get out of the shower?
It's the first thing I put on.
Yeah. Like first thing coming out of the shower, do you go ahead and just slip on socks?
No.
Okay, let's get those crazy people out of the way. Because if you put on socks, the first thing you do after you get out of the shower, you dry your body off, and you're sitting there
I was
a
gonna say
little
a
cold,
towel's
right?
the first thing I put on.
Well, obviously. Yeah. All right. Let's not be an idiot. You're dried. You're sitting there. You're kind of cold because now you're out of the shower after a nice steamy wash, right? You're sitting there and you're looking at your clothes arrangement. You have your socks, shoes, underwear, shirt, and pants. What's the first thing you grab every time?
Underwear.
Okay.
Put on first?
Yeah.
Putting my underwear on first.
I put on my socks, dude.
Do you really?
No. Do you know how I've done it once? Do you know how weird it is to just have your socks on and nothing else? Like other than you going to town, with your
Okay.
fiance. That's
no,
different.
I don't
Sorry.
know the feeling.
I'm sure
of
you
just,
don't do
like,
that, though.
I don't put my socks on. I've never put my socks on first after a shower.
Sorry, family show.
That sounds like something a sociopath would do.
I agree.
Because it's like an OCD thing. Like, if I don't put my socks on first, my family's going to die or something.
Right. Okay. So boxers first.
Yeah.
Then what's next? Shirt or pants? Because I know you're still not
Pants.
putting your socks on.
No, pants first.
So pants
second.
first. Okay. I usually flip between. I've never had a routine where I'm always like the exact same order every time. Sometimes I put my shirt on first. Sometimes I put my pants on first.
I'm
Or
pretty
shorts.
consistent.
And then shorts and then shirt and then socks.
Yeah, socks are last.
Okay. I think where my skill is like when you start putting on your socks is how crazy you are. So the earlier on that process, you go from socks first, you're batshit crazy. And the further you move away from that is how crazy you kind of are.
So I'm not crazy at all.
You're even keeled.
I'm even
This is,
keel.
this is not my psychological analysis of
Well,
you, but
what I've just realized now is that we've
That's
committed
my
target
observation.
harassment. We've committed target harassment to people who do put their socks on earlier. So
right. So this
this
episode is
episode is
also
going to be
getting
flagged
banned
as well. So there's our
Banned.
first strike.
First strike. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Right down the rabbit hole, baby.
Here we go.
All right. Second question for you. What did he say? All right. This is a little crude. So I hope your in-laws or your parents don't listen to this yet. My mom
Yeah,
said,
they definitely have.
okay. Well, this will be an interesting one for them. You don't have to answer this. Would you rather have sex in front of your parents or watch your parents have sex?
You're a sick human being. You're seriously you have issues.
I didn't make the question up. I saw it on a Would You Rather. I said,
Came out of your mouth.
interesting question.
Come on, man.
We can skip it.
It's ridiculous, man. I can't believe you said it.
He did not want to say anything. All right, we'll go to my third question.
Okay.
We'll leave that one unanswered.
Thank God.
How many 10-year-olds do you think you could beat up at one time or take on versus?
Like, are they
Like,
coming in hordes?
Just an average
Like, are they-
10-year-old. Let's just say there's 20 10-year-olds and they want to kick your ass for whatever reason. They can come in hordes or not. They can
I'm going-
strategically say one
I'm going
after
20
the
for
other.
20, dude.
You think
20 for 20.
20 kids, 20 10-year-olds easily
To beat up a 10-year-old?
Yeah, it not like beat up. They don't have to be dead or anything. Just like
I didn't say
Out-
dead.
out of commission. They're not going to challenge you anymore, sort of thing.
Yeah, dude. 20 for 20.
20. They all come at you once, every angle.
I'm very confident in that.
Very
answer.
like 99%
Yeah, because 10-year-olds they're
weak,
weak and they're
dumb.
wimpy. Like you hit them like
Like the first kid you're hitting.
one punch in the face, dude. Like
the first kid
not
you're
even
hitting.
hard. Not even hard. They're
Right.
I'm gonna set the tone early, so
Yeah, and they're
gonna see
immediately-
that first kid drop, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, I wish I didn't sign up for this.
But their life is dependent on taking you down, making you.
Their life is dependent on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is my life dependent on it?
Yeah, to survive.
Okay, then I'm definitely going 20 for 20 if my life is depending on it.
What if they
12,
have weapons?
12, 10, 20 weapons? What kind
Like
of weapons?
blunt objects, nothing razor, nothing sharp, nothing that can cut you or kill you.
Do
like,
I get
with a gun.
do I get a weapon?
For right now, no. You can take their weapon.
Okay. I'm still going 20 for 20 then.
Okay, all right. They
I Sparta
have
kick the first kid who has a bat or something, and then
they
I'm
have
just gonna
nothing
go
but
helicopter.
katanas or like a light sword, something that a dagger that they can wield
I still think I'll be okay.
without any weapon. You can take theirs still. Once you
Exactly.
get one of their weapons, it's game over.
Yeah, but once I get one of the weapons, then it's getting a little. If I'm fighting for my life, I'm sorry, but like you brought this on yourself.
True.
Yeah, dude. Again, all it takes is you just got to Sparta kick that.
They
first
all
kid.
have guns now.
They know how to shoot guns, bro.
No, I'm just kidding. They probably could be strong enough to pull the trigger.
If they did, it would be like, they would do something stupid.
Yeah, they would probably.
I didn't say anything, but strategic.
I hear you. I hear you.
Or they would like pull at it. They would try to, and they're
Something bad
so
would
weak
happen.
and frail. They
Right.
would probably take out one of their own.
I don't even think
friendly
when I was
fire,
10 years old, I could like open up a soda can. Just kidding. I can pull one up. I used to drink like 3 sodas a day growing up.
God, dude,
I'm still alive, aren't I?
that's so many soda cans.
So many sodies.
So many sodies.
All right. What do you got for me?
All right. We're gonna do one of my favorite things that I used to do on my old podcast.
Okay.
And it is called The Florida Man Chronicles.
Okay. I think I remember this maybe one time. A long time ago, you and I.
All right. Here we go. 5 Florida men. This is Florida men, not just Florida man.
Whoa.
Florida men.
So this is already on a different level.
Mm-hmm. This is the insanity. 5 Florida men is the insanity of 100 regular. Hold on. 5 Florida men is essentially more insane than one entire floor of people at a psych ward.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. It's
Okay.
fair.
5 Florida men sentenced to prison for stealing $1.3 million worth of perfume. This is from Complex Magazine.
Why
They have
perfume?
a whole section, and I am so excited about that.
All right, let's hear it.
So 5 Florida men were sentenced to prison this week for their role in the theft of over $1.3 million worth of perfume from a warehouse in Jersey. All right. And they broke into a building, and this is obviously older.
That's fine. Never heard it.
This came out actually January 13th, which was today's the 19th that we're recording this. Apparently this happened back in 2017. They drove off with 2 trailers worth of stolen perfume. Arrested in May of 2018 and attempted to break into a different perfume warehouse in New Jersey. Something about New Jersey and perfume.
Was an interesting thing to go steal.
What is it about? Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
All right. I don't care about their names, but
No, I don't either. Just get some meaty details.
the 5 of them were convicted at trial for conspiring to transport stolen property in interstate commerce and the transportation of stolen property in interstate. I feel like I just repeated myself, but whatever.
Yeah.
Following their release from prison, they will all be subjected to 3 years of probation and will have to pay a total restitution of one. They have to pay all that money back.
Wait, did they sell it then?
I think that's what they were trying to do. Is they were trying to steal it and resell it.
Okay.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
But I feel like you come out. I think you come out with a loss on that. No, actually, you don't because you stole it.
Right. That's
That was a dumb
the
statement.
thing here.
That was a dumb
Ryan.
statement. Yeah.
Theft.
Yeah, that was a dumb statement.
Anyhow.
The Florida men are far from the only notable criminals to make headlines in New Jersey this month. Kate McClure. I don't care about that stuff. I care about Florida man. But yeah,
Is that it?
That's the story. There's more. As you can see right here.
Okay.
Florida man charged with battery after slapping police horse's butt. This was a story.
All right. With battery. Did he get clapped in the jaw or something?
Let's find
Did
out.
the horse get charged with battery?
A Florida man has been arrested and charged with a misdemeanor after he slapped a police horse's butt per patch. This is still Complex Magazine. According to police in St. Petersburg, 27-year-old Alicia
Lelaney.
I guess that's a man. Alicia Lelaney was charged with battery on a police horse after he slapped a police horse's butt with an open hand around 2 a.m. on Saturday.
I like how it's specifically an open hand. Thank you.
Open hand slap.
I really needed to know that specific detail.
Not a closed fist. Open hand slap.
Yeah, thank God.
2 officers were patrolling the area on horseback when they noticed the man approach them with one arm raised.
In what manner? Are we talking?
With one arm, open hand raised.
Yeah, exactly.
He was promptly arrested after striking the animal. Evidence indicated that he wasn't under the influence of alcohol or drugs when he slapped. He was just out looking for a horse.
He's like, well, if I'm not going to slap some girl's ass today, found the next best thing.
A horse's ass. The defendant walked up behind my partner, who was also riding a police horse. I observed the defendant I observed. Let's back up here.
You good. Okay.
I observed the defendant then with his open hand slap the rear of my partner's police horse. The arrest report states, per the Miami Herald, the defendant immediately looked at officers and stated that he didn't know he wasn't allowed to hit the horses.
Okay.
Battery on a police horse is a first degree
misdemeanor. What?
A similar incident with another Florida man happened in 2017 per the AP when a 29-year-old man slapped a horse in the butt and attempted to flee the scene. A hit and run.
What? A hit and run? Not a hit and run.
While this is certainly one of the stranger Florida man stories in recent months, it's by no means the only one to involve the harassment of an animal. Earlier this month, it was reported that 36-year-old Chad Mason was arrested on charges including sexual activity with an animal after he had sex with a dog in front of people and then damaged the church nativity scene.
A lot of statements for a while.
That's right here. It's right here below it. Look, it's right here below it. All right, we're going to go to that one.
Oh, my God. What is going on?
Look at this
Florida,
guy.
Man? Dude, he needed to get his thing on, I guess. This is recent, too.
December 7th.
It's 3 weeks
Florida
ago.
man arrested. This is like this had to be around Christmas if he
was trying to get that mistletoe, if you know what I'm saying.
If he damaged a church nativity scene, that's around Christmas.
Yeah. Go ahead and read this with a straight face.
Every day we stray further from God.
Yes.
A Florida man has been arrested after he had sex with a dog in front of people, damaged a church nativity scene, and attempted to steal a vehicle. Holy shit, dude.
That's incredible.
On Sunday,
what a statement.
Police in Clearwater arrested a 36-year-old Chad Mason on charges including sexual activity with an animal, exposing sexual organs, and criminal mischief to a place of worship. According to authorities, Mason was walking a golden doodle owned by someone he knows at approximately 4:30 in the afternoon.
That he knows?
He publicly had sex with the dog in front of witnesses, including a child who was younger than 16. When he was approached by one of the witnesses, he reportedly fled the scene and began to wreak havoc in surrounding areas.
What
does that mean? He was wreaking havoc. What kind of havoc? Like other dogs? Like was he going after other dogs? He allegedly ran to the Northwood Presbyterian Church nearby, where he broke potted plants, tossed around children's toys, and knocked over a nativity scene when he left the church. He also damaged a nearby mailbox in the neighborhood and attempted to steal a car before he was arrested. He is
wild.
Estimated to have caused $400 in damages to the church before he was taken into custody. He was held at Pinellas County Jail, but has since been released on bond. He's expected to appear in court later this month. Holy
all right.
Oh my God.
You know what, Ryan? Screw just the Brian Koberger and all the rest of those. We just need to follow up on all the Florida men. That should be our podcast from now on.
The Florida Man Chronicles?
The Florida Man Chronicles. We just follow up on every single court case of all these crazy people. I want to know, okay, hear me out on the horse slap butts. Whatever. You know what I mean? How is that a abuse to the first degree? It's not a felony, so we're like
a first degree misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor. So it's not going to go. It's on your record. And how hilarious would that be? You get pulled over and the cop's like, "Oh, I see you've been arrested on a first degree charge of horse abuse." I don't know. But horses can get whacked in the ribs with spurs repeatedly or with a whip while they're doing horse racing. But like a slap on the butt to a horse, that's where we draw the line. That's abuse. You're shitting me, right?
I'm not shitting you.
All right.
No, sir. You got another one here.
All right.
Ready for that? Florida man arrested after
Sure.
posing as Disney World employee and stealing Star Wars R2-D2 replica.
That's funny, actually.
All right, here we go. A Florida man has been arrested after he as the title said, sold a $10,000 replica. ABC's Central Florida affiliate reports David Emerson Proudfoot, 44 of Kissimmee, was arrested on May 31st after he snatched the droid. These aren't the droids you're looking for. From Disney World Swan Hotel in an attempt to get hired as a security guard at the
What? What kind of... David, bro, what kind of logic is that, my guy?
Mr. Proudfoot.
He's thinking of like the Catch Me If You Can guy. He's like, maybe if I steal enough, they'll want to hire me as a security guard because I know what to look out for. Continue.
You ain't, what's his face? You ain't Leo DiCaprio.
Leo, yeah.
According to police, Proudfoot was seen by hotel security pushing a cart on the property while wearing an orange work vest and a Disney World name tag. Security guards who suspected something suspicious was taking place subsequently escorted Proudfoot to the Yacht Club Resort to retrieve his belongings and his driver license from the employee lockers, at which point Disney called law enforcement. Proudfoot allegedly told police he had a pending application with Walt Disney World Security and only was moving the R2-D2 replica in an effort to show weakness. Yeah, dude, it's just like you said.
I'm telling you.
Show weakness trying to be security
like reverse psychology
of the resorts.
He's like, here's all your flaws. I exposed you. Now hire me.
He also later admitted to breaking into 3 separate arcade machines at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Boardwalk Resort, and the Grand Floridian Resort.
Disney, you are fucking up. You hire this man instantly. You don't charge him. He just exposed you on 4 different accounts on how
you don't only hire him, but you promote him.
You promote him head of security right now. That man has been to that park on countless occasions, saw all these flaws, right, Ryan? Like, he's looking at this and he's like, you know what I can do? I guarantee I can go rip off this R2-D2, steal that, and then not only that, I can wear an orange vest, act like I'm an employee there. No one's going to question me, right? And then
I want to know if he had an interview or if like he walked out of his interview and was like,
they're like, what's the first thing that you know about security guardianism? And he's like, well, I don't have any record of that yet, but I can go prove it to you. And then he goes, does this stunt, and he has like a GoPro recording it all. And he's like, look, I'm exposed now. I'm live streaming this. And he sends it to the Disney execs, and they're like, shit, why are we charging this man? He should be head of security right now. It makes no sense. Why do we deny this guy? You know what? I blame the person trying to hire him. Terrible interviewer. Fire him immediately. Done.
Fired.
Easy.
Oh, shit. I did not mean to do that.
All right.
Okay.
So have you heard of the Am I an Asshole Reddit post before?
No.
Okay, so it's a community on Reddit. Basically, the whole point is to discuss a scenario with the general public of Reddit and say, like, here's the details, here's my situation, and then you let all the people like kind of weigh in on if they think you're an asshole or not. Right?
I'm excited for this.
So I have like 3 pulled up, and so what they do after like a general consensus is made, they actually flag your post as like, you're the asshole, everyone's an asshole, you're not the asshole, which most of the posts are not the asshole. I've made posts where like the majority was, or I've made comments where majority was like, you're not an asshole, but I saw the flaws in it and I said, you are the asshole. So we're going to read, I'm going to try to read 3 that kind of shows you all sides, so you get a general description. So I think for my first one, I'll do not an asshole, and I think this is the most popular one on the site live to date. Hold on, let me grab a beer.
Oh, nice.
Got a new mini fridge, so it's super convenient.
Okay, trying to flex. I see you.
Yeah, no big deal.
I got hairy legs.
I don't have a, I thought about getting a microwave in here. My only thing that I kind of really want is like an ice maker that can dispense water. Because I have to get up, working from home. I have to get up several times a day and have to walk downstairs, fill up my water bottle. And I do like 3 times a day. And although this holds a lot, I go through it. Anyhow. Okay.
I feel terrible for you.
Yeah, it's really rough. So this post has 81,000 likes on it, which is huge. This was posted 2 years ago.
Huge.
Here's the question. Am I the asshole for telling my wife the lock on my daughter's door does not get removed till my brother-in-law and his daughters are out of the house? Out of our house is how he said it. Okay. So here's the story. It's quite lengthy, so listen up.
I'm buckled up.
All right. My brother-in-law, Sammy, lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago.
Wait. He what?
My brother, this is not me. This is me
I know
speaking.
it's not you.
Okay, hold on. I'll repeat it.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I wanted.
My brother-in-law, Sammy, lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago. He moved in with us and brought his twin daughters, Olivia and Sloane. So you got to keep track of all these names because this is like 5 paragraphs, just FYI. No.
Okay.
His sister, my wife, and I have one daughter, Zoe, 16, and she and her cousins aren't close, but get along fine. A lot of names right there. We have 5 names, so we're just gonna try to make amends of this.
Okay.
So Olivia and Sloane, which is Sammy's twin daughters. Yeah. Yep. Have no respect for Zoe's privacy. None. They used to walk into her room and take everything they can get their hands on: makeup, phone accessories, clothes, school laptop, etc. Zoe, who's this guy's own daughter, complained a lot, and I've already asked the girls to respect Zoe's privacy and stop taking things. My wife and Sammy saw no issue with this. After all, the girls, and at this typical teenage girl's behavior, I completely disagreed. Last straw was when Zoe bought a $60 MAC makeup kit. I don't know, like Mac makeup kit. Looks like a paint set that she saved up for a month, and one of these girls, Salone, took it without permission and ruined it by mixing the shades together while using it. Like this guy. I don't know much about makeup, but that's what they said. Zoe said that they found the kit in her bed, and she was crying. Told my wife, and she said she asked Salone to apologize, but I got Zoe a lock after I found that she was moving valuable belongings out of the house because of this incident. And he followed up with 3 exclamation marks on that one sentence. Anywho.
Wow.
Sammy and his daughters saw the lock and weren't happy. The girls were extremely upset. Sammy asked about it, and I straight up told him. He said, "My daughters aren't thieves. It's normal that girls at this same age borrow each other's stuff," he said. Zoe could easily get together another makeup kit for $15 from Walmart and shouldn't even be buying expensive adult makeup in the first place, and suggested that my wife take care of this quote-unquote defect in Zoe's personality, trying to appear older than she is. He accused me of being overprotective and babying Zoe with this level of enablement. I told him this is between me and my wife, but she shamed me for putting a lock on Zoe's door for her cousins to see and preventing them from, quote unquote, spending time with her, saying I was supposed to treat them like daughters. Then demanded I remove it, but I said this lock does not get removed till her brother and his daughters are out of our house. She got mad, and I was implying that we kick her out, said our family will hate us or hate me for this. So I reminded her that I let Sammy and his family move into, which is something her own family refused to do. So she should start with shaming / blaming them for not taking their own son and nieces and granddaughters in. If it wasn't for her family's unwillingness to help, we wouldn't be dealing with this disturbance at home. Everyone's been giving me and Zoe silent treatment, and my wife is very much upset over this. Thoughts?
So to backtrack, Sammy is the guy that lost his house.
Yes.
His two daughters are Sloan, and what was the other girl?
Yeah, Olivia and Sloan, yeah.
Olivia and Sloan.
Both 18, by the way.
Both
2 years
18.
older. 2 years older than this guy's daughter, who's Zoe, at 16.
And they keep going into her room and taking her stuff. And
yeah, and like one of the big ones was the only thing that this whole thing was a $60 makeup kit, which makeup's really expensive. I don't know if you've ever been to an Ulta.
I have been to an Ulta.
Makeup is fucking expensive, bro. So I get it. If I had $1 and I brought someone into my house, and just say one other individual kept going into my daughter's room and saying, "Oh, this is mine now," and like mixing shades, I get that. Don't want to undisturb the colors and whatnot.
So my thoughts are,
pissed.
I'm on this guy's side.
I think we all are, right?
Putting a lock on the door because
he's right.
Yeah. He's letting his wife's brother, right? His brother-in-law.
Yeah, exactly.
Letting him stay at their house while he tries to get back on his feet and find a home for him and, well, himself and the two daughters. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like,
okay,
no,
so
you're living here. There's boundaries. There's boundaries when you're living here.
Here's the big thing in the story that I probably didn't make clear. The guy who owns the house, who brought them in, his wife is upset with how he's treating the whole situation, thinking he's the bad guy, and putting a lock on the door and kind of ruin the relationship between brother and sister sort of thing. Or brother and brother. No, sister and brother. Yeah. So his wife's not backing up him, essentially. And I get it. Like family, to me, is everything, but you're not getting in the way between me and my wife. That's a greater bond. Dude. That's a greater bond than I can ever experience.
Yeah, your family comes second to your family.
I didn't get to choose my family, but I did get to choose my wife.
Right. You didn't get to choose your family, but you chose your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the general consensus was that he's not the asshole. The top comment was, "You're not the asshole. Don't back down. You're only sticking up for Zoe if her cousins want more expensive makeup. Give their wives. I guarantee she won't appreciate give your wife's makeup to them, and I guarantee she won't be appreciated of that anymore. They need to start behaving like appreciative guests," which is 100% true. And like goes to show, like, when you needed a place to stay and you stayed with us, Ryan, you're like the best person to ever stay in my house. Not only that you just cleaned up after yourself,
except for the dog,
which is, I mean, that dog had its own
rest
problems,
in peace.
man. She dead?
Just kidding. She didn't die.
Oh God.
She got rehomed, dude. Like the day that I brought,
of course.
I don't even want to go into it because
no,
I'm going to be next on the Reddit thread on "Am I the asshole?" and
no. You're good. You're good. I think that was you were just like, if you're going to stay at someone's house, especially in a house, right? Make it so that you don't exist.
It's a funny way. I know what you're saying, but yeah, it's a funny way to.
It sounds so like
don't notice that.
Brutal.
I don't want you to notice that I'm there. Yeah.
It sounds brutal, but when someone's already been living there and if they have kids or whatever, it doesn't matter. You just make it seem that you're not going to be present. You can, I mean, there's no reason that someone would have you over to not make you present, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had different persons stay with us for about 4 months. They were just, I mean, just left it like it was like being back in college, and me and Deb just bitched about it all the time. And I think this was after we had you over for a few months, or maybe it was the other way around. It doesn't matter, but it was just such a bad experience that I never want to do it again. But I knew the character that you were, and I knew you'd be different.
I am a character.
You are. I have another one.
Yep.
But I got
hit me, do it.
Grand scheme of this, but this is am I the asshole for telling my parents that they ruined New York celebration after they kicked my husband out over a joke? All right, so I've been married to my second husband, Mike, quote, for 4 years now. He's a jokester.
Why is it in quote?
Because that's how I'm reading it.
Is his name not Mike?
I think a lot of people will hide people's names.
Oh, okay.
So
I got
that
you.
they don't find them. Okay.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. So I've been married to my second husband, Mike, for 4 years now. He's a jokester and loves to crack jokes all the time. He especially likes to joke with my brother, quote unquote, Ethan, and his wife. Ethan used to be okay with it until he started complaining about Mike taking too far with his jokes. Some context about Ethan. He and his wife couldn't have kids, so they adopted a boy, Joey, 2 years ago. Mike has been making silly, lighthearted jokes that involving Joey's bio parents as a way to mess with Ethan and his wife. Okay. I already talked to Mike, and I can tell you that he 100% means no harm, and he was just trying to get them to react. So fast forward to New York Eve. My parents hosted a big celebratory dinner with Ethan.
Pause. New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Yeah. So my parents hosted a big celebratory dinner, and Ethan and his wife came. While we're eating dinner, Mike decided to tell a knock-knock joke to Ethan. He said, "Knock, knock." Ethan laughed and said, "Who's there?" Mike replied, "Joey's bio parents." Then he bursted out laughing. Silence took over, and Ethan's facial expressions changed. His wife called Mike an idiot, to which Mike replied with, "Hey, relax, it's just a joke." An argument ensued, and dinner was paused. My parents suddenly told Mike to leave, to which I thought was too harsh. I tried to speak to them and get them to calm down, but mom insisted that Mike left. We left, and Mike was complaining the whole time about how they overreacted. I called my mom later, and she told Mike that he was out of line for his hurtful jokes and about this touchy subject, and told me I was wrong for defending him, saying it was just a joke. She said he ruined New Year's Eve for the family, but I told her and her dad ruined New Year's celebration for escalating the situation, kicking him out. I told her he could talk to them, but again, they were the ones who ruined the New Year's celebration. She called me delusional for the statement and hung up. We haven't talked to them for days. I tried contacting Ethan, but no response. 36,000 upvotes on this post. Is Mike an asshole? And as his wife an asshole too.
I'm just going to preface this as anybody that tells a joke is technically an asshole. Because the point of a joke is to be an asshole and say something offensive that is funny. Now, is there anything in there about Ethan telling Mike, don't make jokes like that to me?
I think early on it just said, Ethan used to be okay with it until he started complaining about Mike taking it too far with his jokes. That was literally the third sentence.
Jokes about his biological parents?
Yeah, taking it too far. Like, he already complained. He was like, okay, like, enough's enough. Like, we get it. It's funny. I'm taking that out of context because I don't know if that was said, but it was mentioned in the post. Here's first comment.
Okay.
No. You go ahead. I want to. No.
Hit me with the comment.
No.
I have thoughts, but hit me with the comment. I want 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 the comment.
You're
I
going
want
to
the comment.
explain.
I want the comment.
No, because it's going to drastically change, I think.
Give me the comment.
No, it's good. Okay. First comment. It has only 112,000 upvotes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot for a Reddit thread. You're the asshole. Your husband likes to hurt people. It's nothing to do with jokes. Follow up. Wish I had an award to give you for this. Follow up to that. He 100% means no harm, and he was just trying to get them to react. The reaction is hurt. That's the reaction he's trying to get. Hurt. If it's not hurt, it's frustration or annoyance. It's shitty to purposefully make people feel hurt, frustration, or annoyance for your own amusement. Toying with people's emotions is harmful. Thank OP. You're the asshole. Your thoughts. And I can filter this to not the asshole, I think.
I want to hear some of the not the asshole people.
Maybe I can't. I thought I could. Wait. Wait. I know I can filter to controversial, which will be not the asshole. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. Even controversial is like, you're the asshole. You're the asshole. There's no, you're not the asshole. So, Ryan, back to you. You said you had some thoughts.
So my thoughts go about this is it's kind of both ways. Like, you're the asshole for Mike's the asshole for telling a joke that
he already said know about.
Yeah, he's like, stop. I'm tired of the joke. Like, it's not funny anymore. But then the parents are also the asshole of kicking them out and then starting this feud. So they're both the assholes. Because I feel like if it's a situation where it's like, okay, that was too far, and you're with your family, it's like, all right, listen, Mike, no more jokes about my biological parents. It's not funny anymore. I don't find it funny. I find it hurtful. And we're going to stop hanging out with you if this is going to continue. In which case, Mike could be like, hey, my bad. I was trying to make a joke and be funny. I
went too far.
My bad.
Yeah.
And they could have settled it right there. But like kicking, just like the whole thing, like,
then it just shuts down the whole conversation, and like there's going to be no recourse of it. It just they're always going to think about that forever, right?
Yeah, you're not fixing the problem. You're creating a problem on top of a problem.
There's no discussion to be able to. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, and I've been one of those people that just goes too far with jokes and whatnot.
Me too, dude.
Ended relationships and friendships with that, with just going further than what it needs to be. So
I mean, tip my cap because that was fucking hilarious. Just because, like, when you were setting it up and he goes knock knock, I was like, oh, this is gonna be something about his biological parents.
Right? Yeah, you already knew where that was going to. Damn, hats off to you, Mike. Great joke,
but you're an asshole.
Yeah, that was an asshole thing. All right. Okay, so I have two more if you want to hear them.
Yeah, let's go.
One is okay. All right. This is a good one, I think. I haven't read it yet, but the flair on it is great. So this has 34,000 upvotes. So, am I the asshole for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult? Weird question, actually. I, female 27, have been with my boyfriend, 33, for almost 2 years now. We'll be getting married eventually, but it's not a priority. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come to see them for any reason. When we came over she's 27, he's 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My mom won't let us share a bed if we come for any reason. When we came over this last summer, my boyfriend suggested renting a hotel so we could have some privacy and a comfortable bed. It drove my mom nuts that we bypassed her little rules. She wouldn't let it drop the entire time we were there. She made me promise not to do that again. My boyfriend's mom and dad are retired to Mexico, and they are really chill. So we have plans to come visit, plans to visit them for Christmas. They're not Christian, so they really don't care when they see their son with regards to religious holidays. We didn't tell my parents we weren't coming. My mom asked at Thanksgiving if we were going to hold to my promise not to stay at a hotel over Christmas. I answered truthfully that I would not stay at a hotel. Okay. So she's kind of like, she's telling the truth right now, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But like it's a white lie sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here on my balcony of my future in-laws condo, looking at the Caribbean, waiting for the sunrise and enjoying the peace and quiet. I made the mistake of going online yesterday. I saw a bunch of posts from my mom and my sisters about how I was a jerk for lying to them about my plans. I may have been a little tipsy last night because I decided to respond. I said that it was ridiculous for them to try and tell me that I couldn't share a room with my boyfriend, that I was keeping my promise by not staying at a hotel when they were there, and that if they planned on putting everything on Facebook, I would be avoiding all visits for the foreseeable future. They took down their posts, and people started crapping on them for trying to control me, but some people did agree with them. Now they are texting me and calling to say I'm an asshole for making them look bad. I asked them if they were trying to make me look good with their posts. Good question.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped me for a while, but there were more texts and voicemail this morning. I'm kind of liking the idea of skipping out on the drama for now on, but I miss my dad, and he's blameless in this. Am I the asshole? And sorry for stuttering. Like, I'm reading not perfect.
You always stutter.
That too, but I'm reading not perfect paragraphs either of like people writing this.
Yeah. Hit me with some comments.
No, I want. Okay.
Hit me with some comments.
All right. ESH, which I think is everyone's the asshole. I think that's what that is. Your mom is horribly controlling. That's not in the question, but instead of saying, I won't be spending Christmas with you this year, I'm going to my in-laws. And if I come to you again, we stay in a hotel. You lied in such a way that they thought they'd be attending, instead of acting like an adult manner, saying that you want to be treated, that instead of being treated like an adult, you behave like a kid, was the first comment.
Okay. I agree. My opinion is, I forgot that everyone as an asshole is an option. Everyone is an asshole. This is like the last one. This is like the last one. Like, yeah, your mom sounds controlling. Kind of sounds like she's kind of like old school, traditional.
Very old school.
Which, like, I have respect for that, but I feel like if you had a conversation when, like, hey, I'm an adult woman, I can make adult woman decisions.
Sure.
At the same time, like, it's also their home. And if that's what they want in their home, it's like, you should probably respect that.
Yep.
It's only for a few days for the holidays. I'm sure they're wanting you. If you were married, they'd be like, they wouldn't care.
Right.
On the other hand, that's so fucking childish, going on Facebook and airing out your family's dirty laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're the asshole for responding to that. So everyone's an asshole in this situation. Like, yeah,
and that was the general consistency of this post. Everyone's the asshole, and you made points perfectly, because when me and Deb were still dating,
I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember this.
I literally have gone down to my in-laws, and prior, I guess at the time, just my future in-laws' house, at least 7-8 times. Always slept in separate beds. They were just old school. That's just how it was. The date that we got married, guess what? When I went down there, we were sleeping in the same bed. So you have to just respect what you said, respect the parents' household and what their rules are. And if you don't agree with it, then I get it. And I get also trying to get a hotel. I get that from her standpoint. I mean, it's not like when I was dating Deb, when I was 21, 22, and going down and visiting her, that I was nothing more than a fuckboy at that point. And not that I was, I'm just saying, like, if I was her parents and some guy was coming in, then I'm going to separate them too, for sure. I don't want my daughter to get knocked up at I mean, it's not even that young of an age, but I get it to that respect. What you said, the old timey, the
traditional, traditional values,
very traditional. And what is funny, because like my parents, from what I got, didn't care if we slept in the same bed, because we're still living in their house. Like, what am I going to do while at their house and whatnot? So I get both sides of it. I get the childishness of posting the drama on Facebook, because no one needs to know that information.
No, you didn't do that shit.
If my parents ever did that shit, I'd blast them on Facebook too. The same way. I think everyone sucks is just, you guys all need to grow up, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just everyone. All right. Last one.
All right.
That I have for you. I think this might be a good one. I mean, they've all been pretty good.
They've all been pretty good.
Okay. Am I the asshole for despising my mentally handicapped sister? First quote. The title makes me sound horrible, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She requires attention almost 24/7 and cannot be left alone. She's nonverbal and cannot take care of herself at all. Despite the fact that she is only 12, she's extremely destructive and violent and destroys anything that gets her hands on. I hate her. That should be wrong to say, but it doesn't feel like it. Okay. I was only 6 years old when she was born, and since then, I've never solely had my parents' attention. Ever since I can remember, the world has revolved around her. I was moved out of my room into my basement at 7 years old because she needed to be in a room next to my parents. All of my toys as a child were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14, she destroyed a Mac my school gave me when I was in the wrong. Does that make sense?
No,
even when I was 14 and she destroyed a Mac my school gave me, I was in the wrong.
Okay,
there should have been a comma there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have read it right. Ugh. Along with this, I'm expected to take care of her and drop everything I do for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents, quote unquote, expect me to be there if they need me to take care of her. Even when I do somehow get time to myself, I'm required to leave if they need me. If I do not, I'm punished. The recent example of this is when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. Should always turn your phone off in the theater. Put it on silent.
Yeah.
It seems that I am nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her simply overshadows me. This last week, I was chosen to give a speech at a school event. I was so excited. My parents promised to be there, but they never showed up, claiming it was because of my sister. Anytime like something like this happens, they are busy with her. I've held this in for so long, and it finally spilled out today. While talking about colleges with my father, he joked and said, I should get a degree that pays him well. I should get a degree that pays well so when they're gone, I can take care of my sister. I don't know why, but this caused me to have a breakdown. I cried and screamed about how it was always not about her. I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them, that they've always make it about her, and I'm expected to be her, quote unquote, slave for the rest of my life. I locked myself in my room since then, and my parents have not come to check on me yet. Am I the asshole here?
How old is this girl?
She is 6 years older than her, and she's talking about colleges. I think she's in high school. Let's just
18.
We'll say she's 18.
How old did she say her sister was?
Yeah,
12?
12. So yeah, that makes sense.
18.
So she'd be just like an 8th grader or 7th grader, I think. 7th grader. 6th, 7th grader. Autistic, destructive, needs pretty much everything attentioned on her. And so homegirl's talking about just being like the shadow of the family.
Yeah.
It's a tough
Hit
one.
me with a comment. It is a tough one. I have some
really
opinions,
tough.
but hit me with a comment.
It's really tough. First comment, 17,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. These are perfectly legitimate and understandable feelings. You have done nothing to sign up for taking care of another human. Open parentheses, not like she's your kid, in parentheses. And that was wrong of your dad to quote unquote joke about, because it sounds like he's probably really thinking along those lines. Be honest with your parents about how you feel. Make clear that it's insane that you're expected to be a full-time babysitter, grounded to the phone to a theater. That's fucking bullshit. Which was in parentheses, that last little comment there. Next comment, and talking about, because he's probably thinking along those lines of her trying to take her sister the rest of her life. He said, I'm so worried that OP, original poster, will one day take on this huge responsibility in their later years because they feel obligated to, and probably rightfully so. And who knows? I know people with that are on the spectrum don't live as long. And hear me out. I really hope sister here, OP, doesn't have to have that burden for her life.
She won't. I have the controversial opinion.
Okay.
I am going to say, I think she's the asshole.
Sister?
Yeah.
Poster?
Here's why.
Okay.
Yep. Here's why. But to me, this isn't like, some of these are black and white. Some of these aren't black and white. One,
right.
To flat out say you hate your autistic sister is, to me, kind of disgusting, because she didn't choose to be autistic, and she lives like, she doesn't know how to live socially. Like, she just doesn't know how to live socially.
Do you think maybe because she never got the chance?
The autistic sister?
Are you referring to the autistic sister or the?
Yeah, I'm talking about the autistic sister.
But she's
Autism,
nonverbal,
right? So she didn't get to choose to be autistic. Like, that's something that she was born with, and that is that's a tough reality to have. And you don't know, like her experience is like completely opposite of yours and mine.
Sure.
Like, she doesn't know how, like, she doesn't understand how to behave.
100%.
And I understand her, like, wanting to be able, the other sister, the older sister, wanting to live, like, be able to live her own life. I 100% think that she's going to be able to live her life the way she wants to. And as a parent, I've seen parents of disabled people. Like, I see it all the time. Like, it is imagine having a kid, but
for the rest of your life.
But but this kid needs to be taken care of. Yeah. For the rest of their life.
It's like having a newborn for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And like, what do you think? How do you think how do you think your parents feel?
Probably terrible.
I mean? They feel terrible because, like,
you can't make everyone happy.
But they love this kid, but it's so much extra work because she's special needs.
Right.
And I partially, like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm an asshole here, but I feel like some of what she's saying, and I'm not trying to invalidate her, but I feel like some of what she's saying is a little exaggerated.
Okay.
because she's.
Do you want to hear the
because-
follow up on this post? Because there's a follow
Sure.
up
Sure.
before you go any further.
Okay.
Because I respect your opinion, obviously. And I'm sure there's other people out there that are probably thinking the same thing as you. Okay. So here's her update. It says 40,000 more upvotes than her previous post.
Oh God.
All right. Update. So, well, since I made the day of the post, I've been staying with my grandfather. This week's been honestly a huge change for me, for better and for worse, but I'll try to run it down. Shit, this is long. All right. Here's to Noah. I'm not going to screw any of this up.
All right, here we go. Buckled in.
All right, we're buckling. I started by telling my grandpa the story of why I broke down the way that I did. And to be honest, he seemed horrified. No one in my family knew my parents were using me as essentially a free care service for my sister. My grandpa told me that some things that I don't feel comfortable repeating here because in essence, my sister is supposed to be getting care from a professional and that my parents were ignoring that. Along with this, I was not supposed to be caring for her at all with her mental state, as apparently she's in danger to herself and others. With everything else I told him, along with the stuff like the movie incident, he was really mad and told me not to contact my parents without him there. He pretty much told me that he'd be meeting with my parents beforehand and that was going to be there, and I sat down with them. It didn't end here either. The rest of the week consisted of my family checking in on me and telling me things that my parents hid from me. This included the fact that my parents have been taking money from family to fund a quote unquote caretaker that didn't exist. Oh shit.
Oh wow. This changes everything.
Yeah. Suffice to say, this week has been rough. But the upside is that even through all this, my extended family has been giving me more love than I've felt in a while. My grandfather spent this last week with me, quote unquote, making up for the time I've lost, encouraging me to spend time with friends and do things I wanted to do. My aunts and uncles have also been helping me through the week. Well, Saturday night, I sat down with my parents to talk. It went badly, to say the least. They came clean to me about everything. They told me things I would not repeat here, but they did not apologize. My parents still claimed that I somehow owed my sister my time. My father even saying, "You were put here to be her caretaker." I won't lie and say that I was composed. After everything I learned, I confronted them on the fact that my sister needed a caretaker, the money my dad was taking from my sister, and a few other things. They denied it or made excuses, and in the end, we ended off in a worse place than before. Today will be my last time talking to them for a while. After talking with my grandfather and uncle last night, I'm not going back. Later today, I'm going there and picking up my stuff and moving in with my grandfather. When I graduate high school, I'm planning on leaving the state to go to school. My aunt told me that the money she was sending to my dad will be instead be coming to me from now on. My parents have called me twice since Saturday. Neither of them were here to apologize and only asking if I was coming home. I won't be going back to them. Right now, I feel pretty uneasy about everything, but I feel like that will pass. The rest of my family is showing me their support, and honestly, it feels great. But in the end, I feel like I've lost my parents. Over all this, I've learned something that I wish I saw earlier. I don't hate my sister. In fact, I love her with all my heart. I should never be, I don't mean to laugh, but from your,
yeah.
In fact, I love her with all my heart. I should never have projected my hate onto her. That was wrong. And someday I hope to make it up for it. But for now, I need to leave. So here's my update. Thanks again for supporting the OG pose. I really appreciate you for taking time to comment and support. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, so maybe the parents are the asshole.
Yeah, first comment. Wow, OP's grandfather's a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
That kind of changes the whole scenario.
And it does. Isn't that crazy? And we don't know the parent side of the story, because I always like to hear other sides of the story. But hearing just at least the grandparents' perspective and other families, you're just like, you're the asshole parents.
Yeah. That sucks for her, though.
No, it does. Like, nothing that she can do is right in that situation. Right? Like, if she stays there, she's fucking miserable. If she leaves, she's an asshole for leaving her parents, right? And not taking care of her sister. If she stays with her grandparents are probably just like, hey, son and daughter, like, what the fuck are you doing with this? Like, you're an asshole. And then they hate them for sticking up with, like it's like everyone's an asshole situation, but no one is except for the parents.
I was going to say, like, before you told me about the update, I was going to say, like, what she needs to do is sit down and have an adult conversation with her parents about how she's feeling.
Yeah.
And then she ends up she did do it and it went badly. And it was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess the only thing you can do is like look out for yourself at this point. And like,
right.
Your parents have been lying about taking money for a caretaker.
That's the biggest thing.
That's terrible, dude. That's horrible. I hope that's not true, but it sounds like it is true.
Who knows how much that's a lie or not. But like, what surprised me is like, if there is a caretaker that your family's spending money to, did the other family like members not find out that there was not a caretaker?
I don't know. I guess not.
Dude, bro, if I'm sending my brother money, say $100 a week for a caretaker for his wife or whatever,
for Deb,
sure. Even better example for my own wife, and they've come to. And like they come over, they have dinner with us, right? They spend time with us, and they're like, "Where's this caretaker at? How have I never met her? What's her name? What's his name?"
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more to that story than what we're not hearing about.
Yeah, well, of course there is.
There always is, because I don't
only
think
hearing one side.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, I don't think OP is telling two sides of the story. I don't think she's like definitely wrong, because I'm with you, like. To an extent, I want to know the parent side, and then we can lay out both sides, and we can have Dr. Phil be like, "All right, so where's the money at?" That's
show us the receipts,
right? And with that story, I think it's
a good way to close it.
I think it's a good way to close it. I'd like to do more of these. I think they're
make
fun.
you ponder. They are. Well, you know what? We didn't even shit on Russell Wilson today, so
I know we don't need to.
We're coming next week.
He's got enough.
We're coming next week, brother.
Yeah. Yep. Well, go Chiefs Saturday. Hopefully this episode will get banned because it's got to be like maybe one of my favorites I've recorded so far.
Well, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, because First Strike's coming tomorrow, baby. All right, well, if you listen this far, I love you, and I will make sweet, sweet love to you.
Again, you can find us on all platforms where you can listen to podcasts, and sometimes YouTube if they don't pull our episodes.
Yeah, so like and subscribe, or not. We'll keep posting.
If this continues, we will come up with an alternate plan. Stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we'll see you in the next one.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too, sir.
Love everyone.
Congratulations. You've made it to the end. You might as well tune in for the next episode of Indecent Exposure. That's all, folks. Until next time, Space Cowboy.